Call me old school, but my woman is not going to carry the grocery bags. Neither will she have to open the restaurant door, and neither will she have to pull her own chair. These are all small and little things that we as men can do to honor women. These things take seconds and hardly any energy, and yet go such a long way. Being a gentleman is part of being a conscious man.
A lot of these men know that a woman will get online and say, I'm strong and independent, I don't need no man, but then be having him in the other room while hollering and screaming all this stuff, he paying the bills, but then still be online getting validation and attention from other dudes in a DM.
He said, I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet have got no rhythm. Though it's easy to pretend, I know you're not a fool. I should have known better than to cheat a friend and waste the chance that I've been given. So I'm never gonna dance again the way I dance with you. He said, girl, without you, my feet don't work. The men are not yearning anymore.
A lot of these modern women refuse to go 50-50. They refuse. I was listening to Stephen A. The other day, and I think he was doing an interview with him. I want to say Shannon Sharp, and he was talking about all of the things that he brought to the table. And he was like, man, if I'm walking in and I'm having to cook, after all of the things that I bring to the table, I'll take you out to eat. I'll take you out to eat. You know, I'll take you, and he started listing off the things that, yeah, I'll do that for you. But if I have to come in after doing all of that and cook, what do I need you for? And that's the thing a lot of men are asking. You don't have any money. I'm still going to ask the same question. If I have to go out there and bust my band, because the work's going to be the same. The work is going to be the same. If I have to go out there, I might not get paid as much as Stephen A. But I put in a lot. I might even put in a lot more effort than Stephen A. He might be working in terms of mental. I might be working in terms of physical. The work that I do takes a physical toll on my body. And so if I'm putting my body on the line, he puts his mind on the line or whatever. If we're doing that, but in different ways, we're going to ask the same question. Because the sacrifice is going to be the same. The mental effort, the physical effort is going to be similar. And so I'm going to arrive as a man at the same conclusion. And that's going to be, what is it that you're bringing to the table? I'm telling you, they don't understand. You're going to run into that same question at every level. And the only difference between a man that you think is a lower level and the man that you think is a higher level is that man is going to sit there and look at you. Did I stutter? No.
I have some news that may come as a shock. Men don't care about how smart and successful you are. It's not that men aren't interested in your passions or in what you do for a living. They definitely are. But they're going to notice if your career is your entire focus or identity. And that's not a selling point to a man who's ready to provide and to protect for his family. So if that's the kind of guy you want to attract, you're coming in with you're loaded about being the provider isn't going to attract that kind of man. In fact, if you ask the average man, at least a grown man, to write down what he's looking for in a wife, what she does for a living, or how much money she makes, or how successful she is, will not make the list. He's not looking for the same things you are.
A lot of these modern women, they're double-minded. That's why men don't really want to mess with them. Strong, independent one day, don't need no man one day, female empowerment, women are the best one day, and then the next day, oh, my pinky is broken, I need help. Oh, it seems like a snake bit the back of my ankle, need some help. Seems like a rat crawled up my butt, I'm not gonna be able to do anything, need help. That's what I was trying to tell you before, but you said you were strong and independent, you could just make a call. You could just make a call. Okay, little CEO, go ahead and just make a call. You the godmother, go ahead and do it. Until you can't. There was one woman that was talking about, man, I have all of these men. all of these men on my roster, and when it's time for them to show up for me, none of them are available. Interesting. None of them can help me take this up my stairs. Why would they? You didn't even offer them any lunch. Just come do it for free. And there's a plethora of examples. Modern women are expecting men. I want to use your muscles now. I want you to help me, and help me all day. While I sit up there and scream and holler at you, I'm not going to pay you nothing. I'm not even going to give you a drink of water. I got this hot water in my car. Do you want that? Have drink water that's been in there, sitting in the center console for 4, 5, 6 weeks under the seat with McDonald's fries sitting around it. Girl, get out of my face. Look.
We live in as women is believing that we have high emotional intelligence. And setting the record straight, women have no emotional intelligence. The reason that as women we want to believe we have emotional intelligence is because we are emotional. Because we are emotional as women, we want to think we have high emotional intelligence. But the truth is the fact that we are highly emotional is actually the biggest indicator that we have very low emotional intelligence, because being emotional is having no control over our emotional state, which is low emotional intelligence. High emotional intelligence is the ability to be pragmatic, to see things realistically, and to make choices and respond to life not from an emotional place. It's the ability to be in control of our emotional state and operate in life from that place.
And you see a lot of modern women who continue to complain about the algorithm. You know, they're hiding all of the good men. Where are the good men hiding? You know, I don't see any coworkers. I don't see any guys in the gym. I don't see any guys at church that would fit my criteria. When actually, honestly and truly, they be standing right there in front of you. They work right alongside you. But once again, modern women, they pretty much do this to all men. You're getting filtered through a lens of, okay, can he do 50% of what I need? Got it. The next phase is, can he do 70%? Then 80%. Then 90%. Then 95%. Then 99%. If he can't do 99%, does he have something that I really, really want? If so, he doesn't have to do 99% of what I want because he looks really good. So most men are getting filtered through that system, which, fine, do your thing. But modern women, their threshold of good is like 95 to 99%. So the guys who have 80 to 85% of what they want, even the men who have 90% of what they want, are not getting chosen. And they're continuing to ask, where are all the good men right in front of you? You just aren't choosing an obviously good man. I think what modern women don't understand is that men are not really scared to approach. You know, a lot of guys are just tired of being treated like they're the boogeyman, or they're like a monster or something like that. Y'all be treating men, you know, it's kind of an old reference. Y'all be treating men like they're Casper the Friendly Ghost. Some of those cartoons where Casper would be coming in friendly as all get out. Hey, how you doing? Oh, it's a ghost. And these folks, you know, they really played it up on the cartoons where they have people just running out and, you know, jumping in the sea and swimming away and stuff, silly stuff. Y'all act like men are ghosts. Y'all act like men are animals instead of human beings. Now, once again, I can understand if that man is actually making you uncomfortable. And when I say making you uncomfortable, I mean, oh, what's up, sexy? Ooh, you looking good. Now, I know there's some women that'll hear that from a good looking guy and they'll be like, oh, that's fine to say. How do we know that? Because that's what they said. If I find you attractive, then you can say that type of stuff to me. so it's not and then a man goes into his logic and says, so it's not really that I'm a creep, it's just that you don't want to hear it from me. That's got to be consistent. You got to be consistent with that. But a lot of modern women don't hold that, right? So men see this type of nonsense, and there's when the risk arises, because I don't know if you like me or not. It's the unknown, and I would rather not live in the unknown. I have no control over it. You think about the stock market. You think about, moving into a house. I can at least read the contract and say yay or nay. I can at least do my due diligence and research on the stock and say yay or nay. And that's what I'm doing with women. I'm looking at her. I'm reading what I can about you. I'm looking at your body language and your face, and I'm saying yay or nay. That's what it is. I'm saying yay or nay. Well, you didn't even really give me a chance. I didn't see much of a reason to give you a chance. I didn't see much of a reason to come up and talk to you. You really didn't give me one. Your financials, your trailing 12 months, your cash flow, to put it in financial terms, didn't really look all that great. Your key metrics don't look all that great. So I'm not coming over there. You got to start putting out, and it's more than looking good in a dress and putting on good makeup and fixing your hair. It's going to come down to your attitude. Period. End of story. It's going to come down to your attitude every single time.